"Shake hands," she said. Ribsy agreeably held out his left paw and allowed the girl to shake it. "Isn't he ever going to learn to use his right hand? Paw?" asked Beezus. "There are left-handed people. Why shouldn't there be left-pawed dogs?" This seemed reasonable to Henry. Ramona ran to Ribsy, dropped to her knees, even though the ground was wet, and threw her arms around his neck good and tight. Ribsy knew what to do about a small girl like Ramona. Patience was the answer. Just stand still long enough and she would go away. It sometimes took quite a bit of patience to get rid of Ramona. She pressed her face against his and said, "Don't I look cute? Daddy ought to get a picture of this." "Oh, Ramona," said Beezus crossly. "Daddy can't take a picture of everything you do. Come on, stop choking Ribsy and let's go to the park." Patience had worked. Ribsy was free of Ramona. "So long," said Henry to Beezus, as his mother and father came out of the house and climbed into the front seat of the station wagon. Henry threw the ball down the street and started to climb in after them. This time, Ribsy did not chase his ball, which he knew was perfectly safe lying in the gutter. No one ever bothered his soggy old ball, no matter where he left it. When Ribsy was a few feet from the station wagon, the mean, hungry flea gave him an extra hard nip. Ribsy could not stand it. He had to sit down for one quick scratch. "Henry, don't let that dog in this car," said Mrs. Huggins. Henry hopped in and slammed the door. "Sorry, old boy," he said to his dog, who had finished scratching and was wagging his tail. The car started, and Ribsy was left behind. Ribsy was not a dog to give up easily. He could be almost as persistent as his flea, and now he started running down the street as fast as he could after his family's new car. This had happened before with the old car, and he knew that by running fast, he could catch up at the first stop sign. He managed to stay close enough to get thoroughly drenched with muddy water when the car drove through a puddle. As he expected, he made it to the first stop sign, where he stood, panting and looking hopefully at his family. Henry pushed the button that lowered the window. "Ribsy, go home!" he called out. Ribsy answered with a short, sharp bark that meant, "No, I don't want to go home." When the car started up, he continued his chase. Water spattered as the tires sucked at the pavement. He caught up at the second stop sign, 3 blocks away. "Woof!" said Ribsy, wagging his tail. For a middle-aged dog, Ribsy could run pretty fast. "Ribsy, go home," said Henry, speaking less sharply this time. "Don't pay any attention to him," said Mrs. Huggins. "Just ignore him, and he'll go home when he gets tired." "That dog can run 20 miles an hour, said Mr. Huggins, who had been clocking Ribsy with the speedometer. As the car started, Ribsy gathered all his strength, and, even though he was getting tired and that flea was chewing away under his collar, he managed to catch up at the 3rd stop sign. "Don't even look at him," said Mrs. Huggins. "Just pretend he isn't there." "Aw, Mom," protested Henry. "He's getting tired. He's panting so he can't even bark." "Good," said Mrs. Huggins, who was usually a kind woman. "Now maybe he'll go home. He's not going to ride in our clean new car." Mr. Huggins went on, and so did Ribsy, his tongue flapping like a flag and his feet scissoring back and forth as fast as he could make them go. Henry's worried face watched him from the tailgate of the station wagon. Ribsy barely made it to the next stop, which was a traffic light at a busy intersection. He stood panting with his sides going in and out like bellows. "But, Mom, he'll get run over," Henry was saying. "He wants to come with us so much he isn't even paying any attention to the other cars." Mrs. Huggins glanced unwillingly at Ribsy. "Oh, all right," she said. "Just this once. But keep him on the floor. I don't want him on the seat with those wet paws, and I don't want any smeary nose prints on the windows." Henry opened the door, and Ribsy, the winner, jumped in. The first thing he did was shake himself. Muddy drops splattered all over the new plastic upholstery. Silently, Mrs. Huggins handed Henry a Kleenex, and without a word, he wiped the spatters. Until Ribsy had caught his breath, he was satisfied to stay on the floor.